So the one thing that caught my attention when I was looking through Facebook is I scrolled and I saw one of your posts, and it was an article on the online newspaper that was talking about the numbers here in the Rio Grande Valley are showing a dramatic leveling. Why do you think that we should care about this, or is it a problem here?
Well, it's a challenge. I don't know that it's a problem. The the population is. Let's put a little bit of historical context into this. In the looking at the population, say from 1980 through 2010, it was growing at a pretty fast clip. At one point, we were from 1990 to 2000. South Texas, which includes the four counties, Hidalgo, Cameron, Starr, and Willacy, was growing at about 35 to 40%. That's a huge increase.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, if you're growing that fast, all the infrastructure that you need, whether it's schools, other kinds of infrastructure, highways, all those other things, all those need to be planned for. And if you don't know what's happening, you're caught by surprise. Obviously, when the demand is for more schools, we saw that a lot, I think, in the 80s and 90s, where school districts were kind of caught by surprise, and you saw a lot of portable buildings being brought in, which is not very conducive to the a good operation for a school. And some of the facilities, were not conducive to some of the things they needed, for example, science labs and those kinds of things. So we saw a lot of that in the 80s and 90s where school districts were having to bring a lot of portable buildings and then build a little bit more quickly. And they started to respond and started to build more. So those kinds of things are very obvious. And then after 2010, we started to see a slowdown in the growth. It's still growing. Overall, the region is still growing, but it's not growing as fast. And especially in the last, I guess, 3 to 5 years, we've seen that even slow down even more. I think from 2010 to 2018, the overall population rate, the growth was at about almost 9%, not quite 9%, which is a big difference from, say, the 40% that we had in the 90s. So that population is growing smaller, or rather, percentage-wise, it's not growing as fast. It's still growing, it's just not as fast. So that makes a big impact on, again, infrastructure certainly is one of those things, but it also makes an impact on the economy of the region. And that's where we see some of the challenges coming in. How do you plan for that? What kind of needs will this population have? And I think we're starting to see some of that.